Let's face it, life isn't easy. If you're stuck in a bad relationship, betrayed or afraid of tomorrow, financially insecure, or desperate for a breakthrough, you've come to the right place. Dr. Carmen Harra is a renowned psychologist, intuitive, relationship expert, and best-selling author, and she's here to give you the miracle guidance you need. Her new call-in show, Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life, offers profound wisdom, practical advice, daily exercises, and empowering predictions, all for you. Dr. Harra's show aims to eliminate everyday problems, big and small, with topics like healing your relationships, reclaiming your power, achieving better health, dealing with loss, and so much more. Regain the joy, stability, and fulfillment you deserve to feel. Tune in to Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life with host Dr. Carmen Harra, live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and find the answers you've been looking for.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life, the Carmen Harra Show. And I'm live every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on OMTimes Radio. And tonight, I'll teach you the truth about your past lives. If you believe in past lives, then who you were dictates who you are. Your former lives set up the reality of your present life. Your soul chooses to reincarnate under certain circumstances so that it continues its journey from prior lifetimes. This means that everything you pass through, good or bad, is the result of experiences that are carried over. So, do you wonder what disguised your soul were before? Because past lives can explain many things. The partner you fall in love with, the career that you choose, the success, the failure, even some of the health problems that you're going through. Now, I don't know if you've experienced this, but I want to ask you, have you ever met somebody and thought, wow, I just feel like I know this person from somewhere? Like we've all experienced the sense of deja vu, this sort of instant, intense connection with a person from the beginning. I remember when I first met my husband, and I was so young, and when I saw him and I introduced myself and I look at him, I almost fainted. I got that sudden vision of us walking through Paris probably 100 years ago. So I was sure that I knew the man from a past life. So what I do believe is happening is that we share karma. Now, karma is the memory of your soul. And also karma means the totality of your action, your thoughts, your deeds that translate into the memory that is kept in your subconscious mind. In many ways, we think karma is the unfinished business that is transferred down from lifetime to lifetime. So let's say we met at a certain point, but we could never finish the life together. We're destined to meet again. And we destined to meet people we met in previous lives. And so no one comes by accident. It's all karmic, and it's all coming from past life. So many of the things that are happening to us, good or bad, are not actually new things. They are karmic episodes that are replayed from former lifetimes. So karma works in high predictable ways. It carries over from past lives, setting up from the same pattern. In other words, unresolved karma will always repeat itself. It means that good karma and bad karma will happen more than once. So let's say you are rich in a past life. Money will come to you more easily in this life. Let's say you suffer illness in a past life. You are most likely to develop the same illness. I remember when I learned a lot about hypnosis, and I was hypnotized by an old doctor, and he was able to help me remember what happened to me in my previous life, in one of my previous life, in which I died at the age of 5 because I couldn't breathe. And interestingly enough, And I was when I learned this, I was in my late 30s, something like this. And I remember when I was 5 years old, I drowned. I almost died. And then the rest of the year I spent in a hospital because I developed asthma and I couldn't breathe. The moment I reached the age of 6, the symptoms disappear. So the same thing that happened to me when I was 5 years old, but I remember exactly under hypnosis because I was able to regress the mind and access the memory. That karmic episode came so clearly. Now, tonight, if any of you want to relate to any memories of past lives that were translated in this life, I love for you to share them with me because I found this so fascinating. Because as I said, if something happened to us, a disease or something might come back. It doesn't mean that, let's say, you died from something in a previous life. It doesn't mean in your next life you're going to die again. But the moment you cross the bridge to the next year, that karmic disease is really gone. Now, karmic issues can manifest in different types of relationship and in different forms. Let's say you were abandoned by your father. You might end up abandoning even your child because yet a part of you knows and a part of you might be tempted to repeat his behavior in a slightly different way. But promising not to be like the one who harmed you, that's not quite enough. Because you have to resolve that pattern of that old karma that has been already implemented in you, that already has the imprint, within you, and that will manifest in your life. And you don't necessarily have to know the origin of karma in past lives, but it's helpful to know, and it will definitely help you to understand where it all started. So the work of resolving karma begins with identifying those patterns, of behavior, and observing how they play out, and different pattern in your life. So for you listening, I want you to think a little bit, close your eyes and think of any patterns in your life, and be observant and make the connection, because everything is interconnected. And this is also, paying attention is an opportunity of changing habits that present itself, because we are creatures of habits. We tend to repeat. That's why in many ways karma means repetition, means memory. That's why things keep on repeating and repeating and repeating till the lesson is learned. So all karmic issues will play out in your life in a way or another. And they may have effects that last for many incarnations. And they have effect on your group karma, on generation, on your descendant. So the karma that we refuse to address, unfortunately, will be the next line might have to resolve it. So in other words, it's transfer and send to your kids, to your grandkids to resolve it. That's why we speak, and I speak about this greatly in my first book, Everyday Karma, in which I said that there is individual karma and family karma that is transferred from you to the next generation. So when it comes to karma, there's a lot we can talk, and there's also global karma. And karma has a lot to do with the totality of our action, and that's why I even think that what happens to humanity right now, in all this experience with this disease, has a karmic explanation. So the accumulation of action through centuries, is reflected in this disease that we're experiencing right now. And we can also talk about all kinds of karmic experiences when it comes to friendship, which I also think that is extremely interesting to acknowledge, that people coming in our life, even friends, they come from previous lives. So they're not coming by accident. But many of us don't actually realize that our closest relationship, have origin in past lives. So karmic relationship with family, with friends, are relationships that are very intense, and they signal something so powerful, that intense connection that happens when you meet a person that you feel an inexplicable need to keep the connection. Like sometimes, you are told, don't involve yourself with this person. He's bad news. That's what your friends are going to tell you. But despite the plea for cautious from others, you will have that desperate need to get involved with that person, knowing that person is bad news. So the only thing that speaks louder than any other information is the karmic imprint. So to better understand karma and how it clings to us, you must understand that although each of us have a mind, a set of memories, a personality, and a body, our true nature is energetic. We are souls, we are energy being, we have consciousness. Consciousness can be transformed, but like all forms of energy, it can never actually be destroyed. Our individual consciousness is connected to all consciousness in the universe, and the consciousness of people who lived long ago, and the consciousness of the soul yet to be born, and the consciousness of God and Spirit, everything, all of this is connected to a higher source. The soul that bears the imprint of karma. It is that soul that bears the imprints of karma, and that's what we need to know. Because it is the soul that transmigrates, it is the energy, the soul that moves from body to body, that separates when we die. Because you look at a dead body, there's nobody there. The soul is out, and it's the soul that moves, into a new body. It is the soul that, gets into a new cycle, and the repetition goes on and on and on until that karma gets resolved and the soul is free. That's why we talk about the wheel of life, the samsara, that we want to exit the wheel of life in order to free ourselves from any attachment in the physical world. So when we are in a form of soul, we're existing in the realm of the spirit, unattached from the body. So we choose to take human form to experience life on earth. So we do this in order to actually resolve something and learn some lesson that we left unresolved. So our consciousness directs to the formation of the baby in the womb, including its DNA, its brain, and we infuse it with our consciousness when the baby's body is ready to receive it. So all our memories of past life become buried in the subconscious mind and packed away in a suitcase, so to speak. So the conscious mind develops and learns as a result of our adventure on earth, but it doesn't easily access the information in the subconscious mind. And the ability of the brain to bridge consciousness and subconscious is called intuition. So it is unaware of its connection, and many times we are unaware of this connection, although the portal of the subconscious mind exists with all consciousness. So I don't want to make it too difficult to understand, but I also want to take your calls on this topic because I am so excited to talk about this, because this is one of my favorite topics. And I know there's so many of you who would love to talk to me tonight, and I want you to hold on the line, and I'm going to talk first to Yonika from New York. Hi, my dear. How are you?
Hi, my dear. Good. How are you? I'm so happy I'm in your show, and I love you so much. And thanks for calling. Thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely.
And I'm so happy. I'm over the moon. You know what? And I agree with you with everything, whatever you said. And
I'm glad.
100%.
Do you feel like your soul has been incarnated? Have you ever had a sense of a past life? Have you ever sensed you met somebody who you knew before? Do you feel who the people in your life are? Are they coming from a past life? Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. So I'm just asking you if you have a sense of deja vu when it comes to the people in your life. Like, okay, I met, or do you know what I mean? Yes.
I know. I understand, and you know what? And you're right. And do you know how many times I walk in a store or in a street somewhere, and I look
right.
and I say, "Oh my God, I know this place." But before,
Right.
I never been there, and the place, and oh my God, I was wow. But do you know something? The reincarnation. I'm gonna tell you something. My husband died, and my daughter has a sister from her father's side, and her sister has a boy, and the boy, he was born a same month and day when my husband was born.
Incredible.
And I said, oh my God, you know what? And I was thinking, I said, well, my God, my husband, he reincarnated in this boy.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%.
Believe me, I love this boy. I love him. He's just 1 year old. He's a full hand. Yeah, and I love him so much. He's not my nephew, but I love him like my own grandchild.
Yes. So he chose somehow to be connected in the same family. They usually, a soul who dies, I feel like probably he died way too young and was a premature death, do you agree with me?
Yeah, my husband, he was 61 when he died.
That's young. My husband died at 50, almost 58. He was close to 58 when he passed. And I so believe, he didn't incarnate yet, but I know he's planning to. And I'm so convinced that that's way too young to die, And your husband was way too young to die, yes.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, you know what, and what I'm gonna say, and sometimes I feel him in the house, but you know something? I had a dream with him, and he wants to he wants to make sure I'm okay. I feel good. He wants to protect me.
He is protecting you.
Yeah, and I know he loves me.
Of course. Yonika, I'm so grateful that you called me. If you have any questions, hold on the line. Don't go anywhere if you want to ask me something.
Yeah, you
okay?
know what? And I want you to tell me how I was in the past, and
okay. So hold on the line because I take a break. I take a break for 1 minute.
The best of the holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio, IOM FM.
OMTimes magazine is one of the leading online content providers of positivity, wellness, and personal empowerment. A philanthropic organization, their net proceeds are funneled to support worldwide charity initiatives via Humanity Healing International. Through their commitment to creating community and providing conscious content, they aspire to uplift humanity on a global scale. Connect at omtimes.com. OMTimes, creating a more conscious lifestyle.
My name is Victor Furman. Some call me The Voice. I've always been fascinated with human nature, spirituality, science, and the crossroads at which they meet. Join me Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio, and we'll explore these topics and so much more on Destination Unlimited.
A social distancing tip.
While the CDC urges you to avoid close contact, like hugging or shaking hands, there are other non-physical ways to say hello. Wave, wink, use sign language, salute, smile, give the peace sign, throw up an air high five, do jazz hands. Remember, stay a minimum of 6 feet or 2 arms length away from others, and stay home if you can. For more info, visit coronavirus.gov.
Let's all do our part, because we're all #alone together. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
And I'm back, and we have this amazing topic. So I'm back with you, Anika. So all I can tell you that I see you, my sense of, talking about past life, we used to say that we have a record somewhere of all the lives that we lived. And if I read your life, if I look in that record, the Akashic record of your lives, I see one life during the Roman Empire, so going back thousands of years ago, by the time of the birth of Jesus, and I see you married to the same man that you married in this life, and you had 6 children. And
Wow.
you were powerful. I mean, in that life, you were like so-called belonging to the wealthy group of people in that era, in that time. And I feel like you have a connection to Europe. And I don't know, were you born in Europe?
Yes.
Okay, like I feel like you, and also there were other lives after that in Europe too. But I'm going to that life, and I know that your husband was stabbed in that life by one of the people he worked with. And I feel like, did your husband have any problem with his heart or with his lungs?
He had aggressive lymphoma.
Okay.
Yeah,
And-
but
and-
no, he didn't have a problem with the heart or the lungs.
Okay, because in that life, I think he was stabbed around his heart. So most likely in this life, he could have had at some point a collapse of his heart, or not necessarily, but meet somebody who could have been an enemy or somebody who could have tried to hurt him. Did that happen? He had anybody trying to hurt him in this life?
I don't
Think about it.
know.
You might not quite understand exactly. I'm looking at that life and I'm seeing if that was projected in this life. I'm thinking if that life, that particular experience was projected in this life. You had a son in that life. Do you have a son in this life? Do you have a son?
Yeah. Yes, I do have a son, yes.
Okay, because the same son you had in this life, you have in this life. And you had 5 girls. So you have 6 kids, out of it only 1 son. I don't think that all of those kids came in this life, but your husband and the son, the soul that you choose to meet again in this life. And I feel like you meant to do very well. I mean, I feel like you had longevity. I think you're going to have a pretty long life. I think you're going to do very well financially in the near future. So that also comes from the previous lives. I also see another life on the 9th century around the Greece area, France area, that area. And towards the Eastern Bloc around that Bulgaria, Romania, Hungary, that part of Europe. So
Yes.
there was a life that part of Europe also. After that, so during the 9th century, and then after that somewhere on the 18th century. And then you also had a life in Russia, believe it or not. Which I found
nice.
very... Yeah, so you had a lot of lives, but primarily in Europe. And then this life you choose to come to America. And it's like it's an interesting life to America, and I think you're going to do way better in the years ahead. Do you have your own business?
No.
Think about it for a second. If
No,
you
I
should-
don't. No, I don't have my own business, and I'm doing cleaning, and this is what I'm doing.
Okay, think about opening a business, even if it's a business for cleaning, but it's your own business, you know? So do something that gives you independence, because I think that you will be able to generate way more money in the years ahead. I see you doing better financially in a situation, in a circumstance. Actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you 10 minutes free. So feel free to get my number from my website and give me a call this day. I will give you 10 minutes free because I have more to tell you. And on the radio show, I don't have enough time to talk to you, but I feel like there's more information, so I offer you 10 minutes free. Okay, my
Yes,
love?
sure. I will call you, or I will call you, my love, whatever. What tell me when
Okay.
when can
So
I call you, and I will call you.
Call me tomorrow, and we'll find a time that is good for both of us to speak. Okay.
Yeah, sure,
Okay,
100%.
Yonika. I
Okay,
love you,
honey,
my dear.
thank you. I love you. I love you, my dear, and thank you, and God bless.
God bless you too. I'm gonna go
God bless you.
by my love, to Pamela. Hi, Pamela. Hi, my Pam.
Hey, Carmen, how are you?
How are you, my love? I just saw an email today, and I was planning to respond. How are you doing, my love?
Much better, always doing better when I'm listening
Good.
to you. I
You're
learned
so sweet.
so much. And, we're talking about past lives. And
Yes.
I've known you for so long, but I remember telling you something that I had a dream, and I thought I was with my best friend, and I thought I was in California. And it was just a weird structure. And when I went to France, I was in the same place, and I almost passed out. I mean, with the
You
Tudor
had
Park.
lives in France. You had lives in France. Absolutely. There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
Somewhere
and
around 14th century, around John d'Arc. You know John d'Arc.
Jeanne d'Arc, yeah.
John d'Arc. That I see you. It's almost like I feel like you knew there was a connection there with you and her.
It must have been, Carmen, because I can remember when I was in the 5th grade, we were preparing for confirmation. I'm Catholic, and we were and they were writing all the names of the saints on the blackboard. And I said, I didn't know who she was. I was only 10. And someone said, oh, that's the little girl that was burnt at the stake when she was 19. And, I was like, I have to go look this up. And I looked it up, and I've always had this. I mean, I couldn't even finish reading the books as if I actually saw this. And when I went to Rouen where this happened, it was the same place from my dream. And it wasn't until recently, like I think I went to Paris last year and went to Rouen, but I had to, that I could calm down and not have my heart racing. So, I always knew that something, it was just something about that. I must have saw what happened. I could never forget it, but I am dealing with it better. But that's an interesting saga, and you can't give an explanation of dreaming of some place and then go into the place, and it's the exact place that you dreamed of. I didn't see any pictures, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I lived in Romania. I was very young, and I had dreams of New York. And when I landed in New York, I knew New York. And without ever being in New York, I knew exactly the streets. So everything that was in my dreams, I actually saw in front of my eyes. I will never forget that, which made me believe that I also had a dream somewhere at the beginning of the 19th century in New York. And because I knew that city so well, and you know me for 30 years, so I lived many years in New York, and New York was my hometown. So, and I got so used to that city from the second I put foot in New York in the 80s. So I became so familiar, like I knew I was home. So that's why I do believe that when you go to Paris, you have that sense of like, I know the place. It's familiar.
Oh, yeah, I feel so great. And because of this COVID-19 and the way we've handled things in America, we can't go to France. And I'm like, well, we can't go anywhere.
We can't go anywhere.
You can't go to the Bahamas and you can't go to Canada, you're in big trouble.
We can't go anywhere, we're in big trouble.
It really is interesting. And I just appreciate you for all the things that you impart. They're incredible. I just sit there like, oh, I can't believe this person is my friend. And
I love you, Pam. You are beautiful. You're such inspiration to me. You do such an amazing work.
It's remarkable. So I'll call you and we'll figure out when I'm going to make my trip since we can still
absolutely.
go.
You're very welcome. Let me know when you want to come. You're very welcome, like you know. Just,
okay, good luck to you and all your viewers, listeners.
I love you,
okay?
Pam. Thank you for calling me. I'm so grateful. I'm going to go to, I love you. I'm going to go to Nikki. Hi, Nikki. How are you, my dear?
Hello. How are you?
Hi, beautiful Nikki. Do you relate to my topic, Nikki?
If I relate to your topic?
Yes.
Yeah, actually listening to all the other persons that you talk to, a lot of things came to my mind. So I can say that I used to have dreams, and I used to have many episodes of Deja Vu. The thing is, in the past, they don't happen recently. I don't know why. It's like I'm stuck or something.
Right.
I also grew up in Romania, and I remember when listening or watching movies in English, I knew I was going to go to a country where they speak English. The English language seemed so familiar to me, and I even told my mom. And I was young. I was in school. I didn't have any intention of leaving. After college, I wanted to leave the country. So here I am. And yeah. And also another thing that
you lived here before. You lived in America before.
Oh yeah.
So your previous life was here. So you were compelled to come here. You know what I mean? You had an urge to come here.
Okay.
It's interesting. And prior to this, so in other words, your previous life was in America, and the life prior to the life in America was a life in the Austro-Hungarian Empire, somewhere like Austria, somewhere you lived over there. So consequently, you choose to come back in that Romanian area, in that part of the world, but you felt such a strong need to come back here where your last life was, because there are many things here that you need to finish. You have an unfinished business here, you understand? It's not only being here because you feel like home, you feel you know the language, you feel you belong, there's a sense of belonging, but there's way more than this, it's way more. There are some people that you are supposed to meet here that are here, that have something to do with your life that you're living right now, So look for that. Continue to look into what this life revealed to you. Continue to reveal to you, because you're young, and you still have you're at the beginning. You know what I mean of the self-discovery and in understanding your karmic path. Does it make sense?
It does, because I do feel like I'm stuck, and something has to happen. I can't just stay like this forever.
Okay, tell me in which way you feel you're stuck. Do you feel your memory is stuck? You are stuck in proceeding, in your action? Are you stuck because you don't know where to go? Do you feel you're stuck emotionally with something that happened to you? Do you feel you're stuck because you feel alone? What is to your understanding, what is the reason of feeling stuck?
I'm stuck because I can't make any decision. I'm not doing anything. I just live life, like go to work, come back, take care of my son, soccer practices. So stuck. It's just my life is so plain. I don't see myself going anywhere. This is what I don't know what my plan is. I still don't know what am I supposed to be doing in this life, which is sad, but well.
No, you have to go inward. That's within you. And you have to dig deep and find out what is exactly my mission. What will make me happy? What am I, what brings me excitement? And bring back those memories of the things that you used to do. I feel like you're very creative. What's your birthday, my love? When are you born?
June 8, 1969. June 8. 1969.
69. You have a very strong intuition, and you have a lot of stability. There's a lot of money coming this life. There's money through an unexpected source. Do you own your own home?
No. I see. That's what I don't know. I don't know what to do.
You will buy your own home. You will buy your own home thanks to a person with the initial with a W. Somebody's guiding you. You will change your career path. So you see, there's a lot of change coming ahead that will make you feel completely unstuck. You might even move from the area there you are, and that has a lot to do with somebody who comes into your life, and that's where the karma plays a role. You haven't met the person who you came here to meet in order to change the dynamic of your life and change the projection of your life. You understand? Someone will come in your life and will change your career, your mission, your direction, and that's where all the excitement will come in, and the financial stability, the ability to buy a beautiful home and become creative, because you have many ideas, you have a lot of that stuff to do, but you're simply not doing it, and you become frustrated. Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
Because you're not that kind of an ordinary person who's happy to sit home and live this routine. You're not happy with that. You want to do way more because you're meant to do way more.
Yeah, and this is what I do. I stay home.
But this is coming to an end. You understand? Okay. So it's this situation that you are going through right now. I promise you, it's gonna come to an end. You know, and I will give you yourself some extra minutes for free. Try to send me an email and we'll coordinate, because I want to give you more information. On the radio, the time is limited because there's a lot of people calling in. But I want to give you more. So because you are Romanian, I want to give you more, okay? So I want to guide you and help you so that you get some sense of where your life is going, because I think you are at the crossroads, and this stagnation and this limitation, and it's just going to go away, and you will feel way better and so much different if you fulfill the mission you are meant to fulfill. I promise you, we're going to break through this, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, my love. So just send me an email and we'll coordinate a time and we can speak, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, my lovely Nikki, thank you for calling me, and I'll talk to you soon. I'm going to go to a break, and then I'm going to talk to Margot, I'm going to talk to Helena, and I'm going to talk to, I think that's it for tonight. So you guys, Margot and Helena, don't go anywhere. I'll be with you in a minute.
The best of holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Ascending Hearts is no ordinary dating site, but a spiritual dating site with a purpose, to link you with your soulmate. We engineer the serendipity so you can trust that you will attune with someone that has the same matching vibration as you. Ascending Hearts, the conscious dating site for the spiritually aware. Try Ascending Hearts for free. AscendingHearts.com.
Hello, I'm Sandy Sedgbeer, host of OMTimes Magazine's flagship radio show, What is Going On? My passion is sifting through information, research, and innovations from new thought teachers, speakers, and researchers, pushing back the boundaries of what we know about life, energy, metaphysics, and the universe. I love shifting perceptions about who we are, why we're here, and how quickly impossible becomes normal when we open our minds, expand our awareness, and accept that the only limits that exist are those we place upon ourselves. So if you're the kind of forward-thinking, eager investigator of what lies beyond the current reality that most perceive, why not make a date to come play with me in the field of possibilities at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time every Thursday, and together we can discover what's really going on.
I'm Fidel Nshambo. I was born in a city called the Bukavu in the Congo. We were a loving family, and then, boom, everything that I had disappeared in a single day. People think that when you are a refugee and they resettle you to America, and all your problems are done. They don't understand that that's the beginning of everything. I was not born a refugee. I was made one.
It's time we welcome refugee families with open arms. Learn more at embracerefugees.org, brought to you by the Ad Council.
And I'm back, everybody, talking about this amazing topic, the karma. And we might become conscious and aware of our karma at a certain age. And reality is that karma is the luggage that we carry, is all this imprint. And all this karma remains as memory and as an energetic imprint on your soul forever. So whatever, and however, unlike when you are on earth, you don't feel any negative emotion when we examine our karma on the other side. You know, fear, anger, resentment, sadness, jealousy have a low vibration. And when we shed our bodies, and return to the spiritual realm, our vibration is too high for us to experience those feelings. So we used to say, oh, people on the other side, they don't have negative feelings. So I think that we are able to look at the past and at our karma without shame, without fear, without embarrassment, and we decide what we want to experience in the next life in order to resolve the things that we did under the influence of this negative emotion. So I'm telling you all of this because the luggage you carry from one life into the life, it's meant to remain unopened, and it's important that you can you push aside memories of the past, and never feel angry or hurt or repress them. So in a lifetime, you're meant to deal with the pain of the past, and you're meant to go through everything, that luggage, that suitcase of memories, and release those emotions that I'm talking about, that are reflected in your life, and understand them. Because otherwise, you know what I mean, you are constantly dealing with your karma's effect in your life over and over, and find yourself in painful situation again and again and again, despite your best efforts to avoid them. So this is the way karma plays in your life, and if you understand how to avoid, how to work it out, then you can master your karma, because ideally it is to master it, you know. So how you do this? You create the positive karma through being loving, being compassionate. I know it's easy to say, and sometimes it's hard to do, but this is the way you actually resolve negative imprints and heal patterns from the past life. And you know, when I'm talking about the luggage that you carry, the memory of being vindictive, resentful, mean, and jealous, all those memories that you carry by being cruel, sometimes to your own self. It's not healthy to tell yourself, for instance, you're not good, you don't deserve it, you're not worthy, which a lot of us, we do this all the time. And we actually create that negative imprint that stays with us. So be careful, you know, what you talk to your own self and how you talk about yourself. So resolving karma will get rid of this strong negative emotional imprint. So you will still have the memory, but you will also have the memory of the positive thoughts. So this is a topic I can go forever and ever, for hours and hours, and I will not stop finding something else to talk about. But I'm going to take, I know we have a lot of other callers, and I'm going to go straight to Margot. Hi, Margot. I haven't heard from you in a long time. How are you, my dear friend?
I'm wonderful. Now, about reincarnation, this is my opinion.
Tell me. Yeah, I'm listening.
I think that we are reincarnated until we become the perfect soul on this planet.
Totally agree.
After we become the perfect soul,
yes,
we don't come back.
Absolutely.
Do you agree?
Totally agree with you. 100% agree with you.
So I know, I feel
as
this
long
is my
as we
last
are
life.
Here,
but in my other lives, I was home.
as long as we are here, we're imperfect. As long as we are here to learn something, because there's a lesson to be learned. It means we still need to heal and still need to learn to reach that perfection you are talking about. So that incarnation doesn't happen anymore. So we are free from coming in the flesh. And we are free. That's what a soul needs. A soul needs to reach perfection and not to come here anymore. As much as we think, well, this is where we want to be. Actually, there is a world way better than this one. The world beyond the physics is the world of the divine, and is the world of God, and the world of perfection. So this is an imperfect world, and we are imperfect creatures, and that's why we are here to carry karmic imprints. So you're absolutely right.
So what's going on here? I was here. I lived in Paris, and I came to Cape Cod in 1960.
You lived in Paris?
In my last life.
In your last life, okay.
Okay, in this life today, I was 17 years old. I called my mother from the airport. She says, "Hi, Margot, when you coming to the diner to eat?" I said, "I'm not. I'm going to have dinner in Paris." I hung up the phone. How would I know every street there? I even knew how to get to the racetrack, and that was 20 miles out of Paris.
Wow.
Because I lived there in another life. Do you get it?
Of course. Absolutely. Definitely.
So I'm having problems with this woman in this life. And she was in the 1916 life. I was married, but I cheated and went with her. She's taking it out on me in this life.
Of course. So people come
She lies
in our
about me,
life in
saying
past
I'm
lives,
stalking her, this and that, and all this nonsense. I didn't come here for over a year. I was in L.A. because I lived there too. And she's telling people I'm stalking her. And they believed her. Can you give me her initial?
Were you able to identify who she was in your past life and what she did to you before?
I was a cheater in my past life.
Oh, you were? Okay. Do you remember that life? Because sometimes we remember lives. You know, they come clearly to our perception.
Yeah, I was married, and I cheated and went with her.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So she's mad at me in this life for that life.
I understand, and it makes perfect sense. Yes, makes sense.
I don't know what to do about her because she is in this life right now.
Right. Well, it's something that is called a payback karma. You know what I mean? It's like paying back a karmic situation that happened before, and you acknowledge. You know what I like? I like that you're aware of it and you're acknowledging it. So acknowledging is very, very significant, because acknowledging, you have a chance of resolving it. You have a chance of fixing it.
Yeah, well, I pray for wisdom every day from the Lord to open up my third eye.
Yeah.
You have to pray for that.
And the wisdom means don't feed into this woman's negativity. Don't allow her to hurt you. Forgive her every single day. Avoid her if you can, if she's so dark. Because she's not, by being judgmental and critical of you, she's not creating good karma. You know that. No, it doesn't matter what happened in the past. Doesn't matter how much supposedly you hurt her. You know, it's her choice to allow you to heal. It's her own choice to allow your relationship with her to be resolved. So she chooses not to resolve it. You are trying to resolve it, but she apparently doesn't want to do it.
I want to resolve it.
So she needs to want to. If she does want to resolve it, you're resolving it by forgiving her for her behavior right now, and forgiving your own self for whatever you did. For whatever memory you have, forgiveness is everything, is detaching. Detaching from whatever went wrong so that you can move on and let this go and remove yourself from the situation so your life goes on a different path. Because I do believe, and I do have a sense that you might move again and relocate and change the entire lifestyle and create like a new reality. That's the sense I have of you in the very near future.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that.
Right. So thank you for calling me, Margot. I love you so
Okay,
much.
God bless you.
You too, my love. I'm going to go to Helena in New York. Hi, Helena. How are you, my love?
Hi, Carmen. I'm all right. Lovely to talk to you. I do have one past life. I don't know, maybe it is, but when I was young, like 8 years old, I was looking at a history book with pictures of.
Really?
I think it was Chichen Itza in South America. It was
right.
a sacrificial pond kind of thing. That was the idea, and I had this feeling like I knew that place. I ran into my mother and said I'd been there, and of course they sort of poo-pooed it, that I was my imagination.
Right.
But I wonder what that is, and I also like to know what you see of past lives and how it's playing out, perhaps.
So it's interesting with you. I see you in a life in Atlantis, and I almost feel like since I met you the first time, that you look like an Atlantean soul. Because you're tall, you're gorgeous, you fit, you look amazing, you have that a remarkable strength and health that is incredible. And I feel like your wisdom, your kindness, your creativity comes from somewhere else, from a different time. And you, it's almost like there's a side of you that tries to adjust to this life right now, because your soul is so evolved. I do believe Atlantean souls were very evolved. Now, a lot of Atlantean soul came to America. In many ways, we say America is Atlantis in so many ways. It's the continent that came back, to life. But it's also a combination of Lemurian soul that were before the Atlanteans. So that explains Lemurian were dark people, and Atlantean people are white people and tall people. Why the Lemurian were more short and more heavy and more darker skin. So we see a mix in America between, and a fight between the two civilization between the cosmic year of 26 years. So 26 years ago there was the Lemurian, and 13 years ago was the Atlanteans. Now, so they both came back in America. So we see like a conflict between these two, talking about past lives and talking about souls coming back on Earth. So I found very fascinating, and you one of the Atlantean soul trying to adjust to life on Earth. I also see a life in France for you, which I found it very interesting, and I wonder whether you have ever had a feeling of deja vu if you've been to Paris.
To Paris?
Yeah.
Yeah, in a way, I love Paris. I mean, it's one of my favorite cities in the world. Maybe after.
And I also see now that I look, and my mind goes to you in Paris, I see a life in England, somewhere at the end of the 17th century. And you were married to a man, and I actually think you were actually married to a man who you met one of the men you met in this life.
Which one?
And I really believe you're married to the last one that we've been talking about. And I think there were a lot of issues between you two guys, but reality is that there's a connection that goes back to that life between you two. He did something in that life to you that he would better repair it in this life, but he chose not to. So far, it doesn't mean he's not going to do it,
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so it doesn't mean we still give him a chance up to the last moment to resolve something karmic that happened in that life. So I found that extremely fascinating.
Very interesting.
Yeah, so there are many other people through your life that you met before in different circumstances, but I definitely see your major life going back 13 years ago. So I found that fascinating.
How many years ago?
13,000 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
13,000. So the origin of your soul goes back there to that time, the time of evolution. So I'm coming to the end of the show. Love you, Helena, and everybody listening. I'm so grateful for your time, and I appreciate that you listen to my show. I'm Carmen Harra on OMTime Radio. And as you know very well, I'll be with you next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And meanwhile, stay safe, be blessed, and continue to learn much more about yourself and create as good karma as you can. God bless all of you. Thank you for listening.